Welcome to the Mindful Trails, your journey to inner peace through the beauty of the great outdoors. My name is Mike Martin, and I'm here to guide you along the path that is less traveled while exploring how nature can soothe the heart and sharpen the mind. So lace up your boots and tune in, and let's jump right on the trails. Hey, everybody. Welcome back in to Trail Talk as part of the Mindful Trails podcast, where we get to explore the outdoors one step at a time. As always, I'm your guide, Mike Martin. And today, I want to dive in to an important subject matter, hiking with chronic illness. And we're going to particularly use diabetes, since I have firsthand experience with that subject. Hiking is a wonderful activity that connects us with nature, and it can improve our physical and our mental health. But for those of us that are managing chronic conditions like diabetes and many others, it requires extra planning and mindfulness to ensure that we have both a safe and an enjoyable experience. So let's talk a little bit about preparation, because that's the cornerstone of any successful hike. For those of us that have to manage diabetes or any other chronic illness, it means a little bit more preparation. For the diabetics out there, that means that you got to worry about packing a little extra water and making sure that you have enough snacks. It involves very careful monitoring of your blood sugar level before, during, and even after the hike. Packing your diabetes care kit with both your glucose monitor, and for me, even though I'm fortunate enough to use a CGM, and I use the Dexcom 7, which at this point of recording has definitely got its kinks that they're still working out. But I also make sure that I carry with me a finger poking system as well. That way, if I do go low or I get some kind of weird readings going on with my CGM, I can verify. And again, it's the same theme that we touch on time after time again, is redundancy. Having more than one way to do the same task. And a part of that diabetic care kit that I carry is, if I do have an emergency or I do have a sudden low that comes on where I get into trouble, I carry those glucon pens, the Gvoke to be exact. And I also carry plenty of glucose tablets, as well as some fruit snacks or some gummy candy, whatever, in order to help bring it back up. But it's very important to have those emergency snacks and those plans in place in case an emergency does come up. And what's more important, and the thing that often gets overlooked, is if you are out with somebody, letting them know not only about your condition, but also the kit that you have with you to treat an emergency. As far as where it's located in your pack, and even how to utilize it. With the Gvoke pen, the packaging itself comes with pictures as well as written instructions how to utilize. But whenever I'm out with somebody, I like to make sure to actually pull out, familiarize them with it, and walk them through verbally the process for deploying such a necessity in a time of critical emergency. And that goes for any chronic illness, because when you have something, you definitely have tools to help you out. Make sure that they're with you, and make sure that people are aware and know how to utilize the stuff. It can make all the difference between coming back off the trail under your own power or not coming back at all. So it's vital that we have that well thought out plan, which includes not just having all your rescue gear with you, but also choosing the right trail that'll match your current fitness level and one that's not going to overly strain your endurance. Also, inform somebody back at home about your hiking plans, where you're going, when you expect to return, and if possible, definitely make sure that you hike with a buddy. As you hit the trail, be mindful of how your body's responding. Start slow. Allow your body time to warm up. Keep a close eye on any numbers that can help you know where you're at. For the diabetics out there, that means watching your blood sugar levels. With every chronic illness, there's indicators. So you have to be mindful of those indicators. That's how you judge where you're at and how you're responding. And then, of course, be ready and willing to take breaks as you need them. We get out on a trail sometime and we get caught up in the flow and we forget about things. But allow yourself that space. It's all about the adventure, not how long it takes you to get to the destination. Hydration is the key when you're out on a trail. So make sure that you're taking in water, stopping for a water break, whatever the case may be, regularly throughout your hike. And after you hike, when you get to your destination, take some time to cool down. And in my case, I always make sure that as I'm cooling down, I check to see where my blood sugar level is. If I need to refuel right then and there, I will. But otherwise, after I've kind of sat for a few minutes and let myself readjust, I'll hit whatever's close and grab a well-balanced meal or a snack in order to help my body recover. Now, for those of you that don't have that extra aspect of a chronic illness to manage, but you're keen on supporting your fellow hikers as we do, there's a few things that you can do. Number one, be aware of signs that somebody's struggling, be it with their blood sugar or any other condition. A lot of the times the common things that you can see and notice real easily is if somebody's confused, if they're sweating, they're fatigued, or as you engage in conversation with them, just to assess where they're at, they can get irritable. Knowing these little nuances, it goes a long way in helping to recognize when somebody might need assistance. And then, of course, there's the mindful aspect that we all talk about so much here around camp. And you can achieve that by simply offering a helping hand, kind word of encouragement when you see somebody struggling or when they're sitting down taking a break. It's little acts of kindness that go a long way in building a supportive hiking community. And lastly, if you're hiking in a group with someone that's managing some sort of chronic illness, be patient with them, be supportive, understand that they might need to move at a little bit of a different pace than what you're used to, or maybe they're going to need to take more frequent breaks. That's okay. It's all about enjoying the journey together after all. So to sum it up today, hiking with chronic illness doesn't have to be a barrier to enjoying the great outdoors. With the right preparation, awareness, and support, everyone can experience the power that comes with the healing of getting out into nature. So thank you for tuning in to today's episode about hiking and managing chronic illnesses on the trail. Remember, swing over to projectmindfullyoutdoors.co, not only to check out all the amazing resources that we have there, but to sign up for our newsletter that's filled with tips, tricks, challenges to inspire you and to help you along. But I also offer one-on-one meditation, hiking, and really mentoring programs. So check those out. I'd love to get on a call with you. That first one is free, and there's really never any intent to sell, just to help and support. So until next time, my friend, get out there in the wilderness. That is where the stillness and the adventure lie. See you.
When I first struck out on my own, one of the very first supporters that I found were my friends over at MyMedic. And that's why I'm so happy to have them sponsor today's episode. And not just because of the relationship, but because of their mission as well. That mission of helping us to be prepared when emergencies arise, whether it's in the field or in daily life. Not only by offering the top notch in first aid supplies, but pairing it with education. Because when you buy your first aid supplies from MyMedic, they go above and beyond by training you on how to use those products through a number of online courses that they offer with your purchase. And as an extra value to our listeners, right now, you can save an extra 15% on your entire order with the promo code PROJECTOutdoors15. Simply visit mymedic.com and use promo code PROJECTOutdoors15 to take advantage of this great offer.